I just got woken up to an alert from a friend in the medical community who has said that something big is coming in the medical space, and it has to do with some sort of biological or pandemic. Now, this individual is also a U.S. veteran. They worked in their medical field with the U.S. government. They do have a lot of contacts overseas and some that are working right now in the European space and the Russian and Ukrainian space. Now, that to me is very telling of what might be coming down the pipeline. He didn't have concrete information. He just said this is what they're getting told, to be ready for, to be prepared for. I pressed and I said, is it monkeypox? Because I really don't care about monkeypox. I'm not going to do anything that really puts me at risk for monkeypox. What about, is it a new COVID wave? None of those things. He said, no, this is something new. This is something that they're saying is going to blow the lid off of the entire pandemic, lockdown, blackout space. The whole black swan thing is coming. Now, we have been told by the FBI, the CIA, Trump's been told, Kamala Harris has been told, Klaus Schwab just said it recently at the WEF. They're all saying the same thing. And when they all get on the same script, that's when you really have to worry. Do you remember that video of all the news broadcasters that all it got spliced together and they were all saying the exact same thing? And it meant to look like it was coming from their heart or that they had this particular thing to say. It was all very scripted agenda. When they all work together, they're all telling the same lies or the same truths, I guess, in the hindsight. So we have to watch and see what comes down the pipeline here. I'm just looking out for an outlier. Maybe plague, maybe maybe some sort of airborne disease. China just recently ramped up their influenza of unknown origin or their pneumonia of unknown origin monitoring. Maybe that has something to do with this. Why are they watching for that? Just like they did in the first days of COVID. But this next one, according to Vladimir Putin, according to the Russian intelligence agencies, this next one isn't going to be a COVID. It's not going to be a cold or a flu. It's going to be a bird or a mammalian virus. And it's going to spread across all of the different mammal types. Let's get to some news that's coming.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo-Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus a so-called black man. All right, and a lot of these, self-propelled, prognosticators, YouTubers, whatever, are sharing the same sentiment that there's something big that's getting ready to come down the pike, okay? Something big is getting ready to happen, all right? So, this is the time to make sure everything that you've been, learning, is going to be used in these times that's getting ready to come, okay? Because make no mistake about it, hey, they got to bring chaos to this society in order for them to bring forth that mark, okay? Now, here's an article touching on just that, okay? Now, this is a town in Massachusetts that's getting ready to implement voluntary curfews starting in October, okay? 1 month out of the election, all right? Here we have a town in Massachusetts that they're going to enact a volunteer curfew because one of the residents, allegedly passed away from this triple E pestilence, okay? Now it says Massachusetts town set voluntary curfew amid triple E case. And that's another type of pestilence that you get from a mosquito bite. It says a voluntary evening lockdown has been enacted in 4 Massachusetts towns amid a potentially fatal mosquito-borne pestilence. Okay? And one person just, was fatally taken out by this. It says the towns of Webster, Oxford, Sutton, and Douglas made a decision following confirmation of the first human case of Eastern equine encephalitis triple E in Worcester County since 2020. Okay? And we know what happened back then in 2020, man. So we could be seeing something even more, uh, more draconian than that getting ready to take place. Okay, they may just get ready to shut the whole thing down amongst the election, man. They may just let this place go into civil unrest. Start off by shutting down these counties, then spread into another state, shutting down those counties, and just bit by bit postponing the election, okay? Allowing civil unrest to take place in these certain parts of America. Babylon the Great. All right? So it says Massachusetts health officials said 12 cases of triple E in 2019 resulted in 6 unalives and 1 unalive from 5 cases the following year. Okay? So we never know, man, how they want to play the cards, They may want to play something like this and allow certain states to, who can be a swing state, to have certain things happen where they can't get to the booths and make votes and, postpone elections and things of that magnitude. And we just go all out into a final chaos. And, hey, we got to be ready, okay? And we're going to get a couple of scriptures on that. So it says, Massachusetts health officials said 12 cases of triple E in 2019 resulted in 6 unalives and 1 unalive from 5 cases the following year. Oxford Board of Health voted in favor of the recommendation that residents should stay inside residents should stay inside from what? 6 p.m. local time until September 30th. Right. So the time that you will be out, voting, you can see certain swing states getting hit with these type of lockdowns where they can't go out and, cast their votes in a timely manner. Okay. So however they want to bring forth this chaos, we got to be prepared. Okay. Now it goes on to read, it says, the guidance came into effect with immediately earlier this week. Once October begins, the advised curfews start an hour earlier at 5 p.m. So in October, they're going to up it up to 5 p.m., okay? You got people getting off work, may not be able to make it down to their local voting booths, cast their votes. Hey, anything could happen, man. This devil could play any type of card he wants to bring total chaos. We have to be prepared, though. So it says, while the lockdown is not mandatory, CBS reports that school districts will comply with the measures, meaning sports practices will be halted or moved inside during curfew. Okay, so Egypt, Babylon, certain parts are going to start, potentially the uproar, the civil unrest. Okay, and the elite may say the hell with it, man. Let's just take it bit by bit. Let's just take it providence by providence, residence by residence. Okay, it says in Second Esdras that they would not, what does it say? Second Esdras that they would not regard their kings nor princes, okay? So these governors that's putting these lockdowns into affection, hey, the people may say the hell with it, man. We're not going back. This may be what spikes and cause that civil unrest, that division amongst the people versus the government, okay? They want their children to be able to go out and play football or soccer or baseball, and the government is telling them that they locking down, certain activities after school, okay? We could be in the midst of civil unrest getting ready to pop off, which could postpone the election or cancel it altogether. And this place could just be getting ready to go into all-out pandemonium, okay? So be prepared. All right, let's get a couple of scriptures on that. This is in regards to like the people taking that voluntary curfew and telling the government to stick it up there. You know what, man? Okay. Second Esdras 15 and 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You see? So, hey, you're going to want to go into another city to escape the curfew or the lockdown or whatever, and you can't. Okay? And in those cities, those governments that's going to, have their power stripped from the people or have their power stripped by the people, because why? The people are not going to, give regards to what the government says. Okay? Mandatory or voluntary curfews starting at 6 p.m. Hey, it's going to be a civil unrest, and it could very much well start. And this could very much well be how it kicks off. Okay? In a small town or a small county somewhere in Massachusetts. All right? Then it starts to spread to these other bigger counties and then these other cities. Okay? And hey, next thing you know, you got half of America, in an uproar right before the elections. Okay? So it says, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So they're going to say, hey, I don't even think they're going to say with all due respect. They're going to just come out forth outright and say, hey, we ain't with those voluntary curfews starting in October at 6 p.m. No, we're going to take our chance, man. And you can see, hey, they're going to have to bring out some type of, National Guard or something to get things back in, back in order, okay? But that's that civil unrest that's going to be, getting ready to come, all right? And hey, you remember the Boston Tea Party, hey, things happen. So just be prepared, man. However they want to bring forth this agenda, we got to be prepared, all right? Now, this is the book of Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse, let's start at 15. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but wise, but as wise. So we telling our people, hey, keep your head on the swivel. Something's getting ready to, go down, okay? The guy in the video said a black swan event. Who knows? They may come with a cyber attack. They may try to blame Russia or, another one of Russia's allies, okay? So, hey, however they're going to go about bringing it, we got to be prepared, okay? So it says Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? Because a lot of people are going to buy whatever narrative that is that they're going to pitch to them, sell to them, okay? Here in Florida, in Orange County, they just said what? There's cases of dengue fever, okay? So however they want to bring it, man. If they want to put certain states which are red or blue on the voluntary curfew to start it, to kick it off, to get the civil unrest, go ahead and do what you got to do, okay? We've been waiting for this, okay? So it says verse 16, Ephesians 5 and 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil, right? And that's exactly what's getting ready to come, okay? Evil times, man. People, hey, once they allow this place to really, go to hell in a handbasket, it's every man for themselves, okay? Every man for themselves. What we've been doing is going to show in that time, okay? All the training we've been putting in, going over lessons, staying in the spirit, it's going to show. And it says, Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept my word in patience, I will also keep thee in the hour of temptation, okay? So our faith is getting ready to be put to the test, okay? Make no mistake about it. Our faith, those of you that are fighting to endure to the end to be part of the elect, faith will be getting ready to be put to the test. This is getting ready to be the ultimate test, Jacob's trouble, okay? But ye shall be saved out of it, all right? So it says Ephesians 5 and 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And this is all the will of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, he wants to bring forth this type of judgment to Babylon the Great. Okay, Its sins has reached the heavens, man. Okay, he's getting ready to judge this whore. All right. And according to prophecy, you have to know exactly what to be prepared for. Okay. If you don't know that they get ready to, stoke something to set something off so that they can have chaos, and out of that chaos bring forth order. And if you don't know what that order is that they get ready to bring forth, once they shut down this place and the lights go out, when they cut it back on, you're gonna go right ahead. You're gonna go right ahead up to that and take it. Okay, you're gonna take that order out of chaos that they're bringing. All right, that mark of the beast, that micro CHIP. Okay, you're gonna take it. Why? Because you're not walking circumspectly. Okay, you're not redeeming the time because the days are evil and you don't know what the will of the Lord is. Okay, so this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. It reads what? Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. And he's going to get an advantage of majority of our people. Satan just goes into the word adversary. All right. And who's the counterpart, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan? Is the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Okay. He's doing the will of the Lord on the left-hand side. Okay. See, the Lord's using this man to bring forth his will. Okay. The Lord Yahweh wants this to happen. Okay. This is all part of the story, all part of the account, all part of the prophecy. Okay. This has to go. This has to come. All right. And you can't stop the will of the Lord. Isaiah 55 and 11 tells us that. My word should not go out void. All right. It's going to set out that what it accomplished. So this is all the will of the Lord. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. For we are not ignorant of his devices. Right. Why? Because we're walking circumspectly. Okay. We understand what time we in. We ain't in a time of mirth. We in a time of mourning. Ecclesiastes 7 and 4. Okay. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth. Okay. You got fools out there that think this is all good, worrying about the football season getting ready to start, worrying about the NBA season getting ready to start, their heart or their mind is in the house of mirth, Here it is, we get ready, go into a time that's never been seen before on this earth, and they worrying about when the next season, the football season, gonna start. You see? Or when is Mike Tyson and Jake Paul gonna put that fight that they just postponed back on the table? You see? This is the heart of the fools of the house of mirth. Okay? They're not walking circumspect. They don't think anything's gonna happen. They don't see anything like 2020 ever happening again in their lifetime. All right? And that's why Satan has an advantage of them. So 2 Corinthians 2 and 11 says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Who is us? Those that are walking circumspectly. Okay, he's not. Because why? We understand exactly what the plan and the move that he's getting ready to play. It says, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We already know, man. We know the play. We seen it. We know that the play that you set back in 2020 ain't over yet. Okay, the play that you put into play in 2020 is just getting ready to actually kickstart, jumpstart. Okay? See, those 4 years, those people have been rocked and put back to sleep. You see? And that's how Satan operates, man. He's subtle. He'll take his time as much as he can to lure you back to sleep, to thinking everything is all good. And here we are. He's getting ready to ramp it back up and systematically take this place, systematically take this place down, as Denzel said in Equalizer, brick by brick, or city by city, town by town. You see, he may just take it apart like that. He may not come out all at once. He may take it apart town by town, city by city, and eventually, you know how I go, providence by providence, all right? So it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right, so we understand, man. And that's why we continually walking circumspectly. We got our head on the swivel, okay? Especially the times we coming in now. This is most definitely the time you want to have your head on the swivel. First Thessalonians, Slakia. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and 1 says, "But the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." Why? For yourselves, verse 2, know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. See, those other, individuals, primarily of our people, the 2/3, they're not watching for this, okay? Even in the truth, you got some that's not watching, that's trying to build up their brand, trying to, get the next debate lined up for, the Christian debate, or, the black conscious debate. They ain't watching, man. You see? They think just because they know what's going on, they going to be prepared for that. No. You see? They don't know exactly how the Most High is going to bring forth this judgment, all right? So they're not watching and measuring the time diligently. Okay, so 1 Thessalonians 5 and 2, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." Right. What are you going to tell your congregation, when it hits? What are you going to tell your congregation? All right? They're going to want to know exactly what's going on. Okay? Are you going to tell them, hey, we got this debate lined up, hey, we're going to get around to it when we get around to it. Hey, they going to want their money back. You see? They're going to want more than their money back. They're going to see that you've been, pulling their strings. Here it is, we in the midst of, World War III, and the mark of the beast being implemented, but you playing games, lining up the next debate, taking, your congregation money, okay? And when that all fails, they're going to want to know what's going on. You ain't going to have answers, man. You see? And they're going to want, what? BLOOD. They're going to want that from you, all right? Because they're going to feel like you played them, man. You see? Especially if they can't get the vital information that they need if this whole system crash. All right? They've been waiting on you to debate the Christians or debate the black conscience, and all the while, they should have been getting their houses in order, and their affairs in order, because once the lights go out in Babylon, they may not be able to get back with you. They may not be able to watch that debate. Okay? If they try to bring forth a cyber attack and blame it on, Russia or one of their allies, they're going to miss the debate. The debate ain't happening. All right? See? That's why you have to concern yourself with things that matter, prophecies, man. Okay? So 1 Thessalonians 5 and 2 says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety," oh, it's just a voluntary mandatory. It's just a voluntary curfew or voluntary, lockdown, letting you have the illusion for the time being that it ain't as serious as they believe. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them." They're going to hit you with the okie dokie, psych. We just needed you to stay cool because you're a small city or a small county in Massachusetts that we want to jumpstart and kick off the major shutdown throughout the whole country. Okay? Brick by brick, as Denzel said in Equalizer, So we got to see. So it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. As what? As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." So you ain't going to be able to escape the will of the Lord, man. This is the Lord that wants to do this. He wants to bring forth judgment. All right? I believe that's Zechariah 3. Is it Zechariah? Maybe Zephaniah. Slakia. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. So this is the will of the Most High. He's the one that's going to bring forth this judgment. It says he faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. That's why they don't fear the Lord. They don't fear Yahweh, okay? Because they're unjust. They don't believe that there's going to be a change in the changing of the guards, okay? They think Esau is going to continue to rule to the end of times, you know? That's their mindset. They have no idea that the Most High is getting ready to shake things up, man. Okay? He's getting ready to, the sun is setting on this man's kingdom, Esau, Edom, okay? The sun is setting, and the sun is getting ready to rise on ours, man, for eternity, okay? Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. So this man's time is just about out, just about up, okay? Let's close out with 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Imperative. Be sober. Be vigilant. See, you have to continue to see what's going on, okay? Look into these articles. You know, do your research. See exactly, you know, what's going on. Line it up with the scriptures, okay? Walk circumspectly, okay? Not as fools, but as what? Wise. Redeeming the time, for the days are evil, okay? If you think that we living in a time of peace and, you know, righteousness, you're going to be taken out. You sadly mistaken if you believe we in days of righteousness. If you believe that we in a time of righteousness, you need to do some searching. Okay? So 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And if you don't know what's going on or what's getting ready to go down, hey, you may not know until it's too late, okay? The lights go out, you can't find your way back home, that's it. No access to the net, to the World Wide Web. Your phone is shut down, GPS is gone. You know, you can't Google anything. You left in the dark. And that's right where a roaring lion, you know, wants you at, in the dark. Alone, by yourself, you know, so he can take his time and you know, really get a hold of you, all right? So, you know, that's going to be it. We're going to wrap it up. Just thought I'd bring that out, you know. And with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.